Good morning. As you prepare to travel to India to sell our products, there are some things you need to know. I've done some extensive research on India and the people who call India home. Indian people value what I believe are to be the most important things that one could value: family, religion, and values. These things play a very important role in the everyday lives of the Indian people. I'm sure you have questions such as, will we be accepted when we're there? Is it safe? Do we have to conform to their cultural living? Are we going to have language barriers? Don't worry, these are all things I'm going to answer. This slide shows recommendations and conclusions that you could run into when you're in India. Basically, problems and ways to solve these problems. These are the two most important things that I find that you can run into when you're in India. 1. India worships cows. The United States depends on agriculture. It's something that is very important in our food group. We depend on beef to survive. As outsiders, the ways that we can do this is to respect that the cows are sacred to the people of India, and we can stray away from rude comments. You're not going to be eating beef when you're in India. Another thing that you can run into, that you will run into, is India home etiquette versus the United States home etiquette. You're going to get invited to the people of India's homes. They love to welcome you there, but it's so not casual. It's their holy place. It's their place where they all connect and feel as they're one. So we can be respectful and adjust to their customs. And if there's something that we don't prefer, we can politely decline and offer something else in response. This slide shows religion in India. Religion in India is something that's also very important to the people of India. The main 3 religions are right here: Christianity, Islam, and Hindu. Majority of the people in India are not Christians. Freedom is something that the Prime Minister really tries to inhibit in every part of the state of India. Religious freedom is something that he wants everyone to have, but unfortunately, not all the states in India have religious freedom. And I know what you're thinking, states like the United States, we have multiple different ones. No, yes and no. They have different states, but not every state has religious freedom, which makes sense and it doesn't. Let me break it down for you. Basically, they have all these different states in India like we have in the United States, but they're not all ran by the same person. So though the Prime Minister tries to instill these things in each state, it's not something that is fully allowed in every state. Some places it's not okay to be a Christian in India. In some places it is. This slide shows the sanctity of the cow. You're probably thinking, what is the sanctity of the cow? Well, it's the belief that cows represent a divine and natural goodness. Cows are worshipped in India. They run freely on land and throughout the towns in India. The people of India don't believe in herding cattle. As the people of the United States and many rural towns herd cattle daily, the people of India believe that that's abuse, and they don't do that. They let the cows run as free as they'd like. As we worship the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they worship cattle. Cows are gifts from their gods. They don't eat them, and like I said earlier, when you're in India, you're not going to be consuming beef. It's something that you won't even see as an option when you eat. So, as the cows are worshipped and worshipped, they only do 2 or 3 sacrifices to their gods a year of cattle. The rest of the time, the cows roam freely as the people of India do. This slide shows family life in India. Family life in India is something that's also so important to the people of India. They have an emotional attachment to their family. The elders of the family instill family values throughout all the younger generations. They take care of one another regardless of their age. So the younger people take care of the older people, and the older people take care of the younger people regardless of age. The family respect is equal throughout the entire family. So the breadwinner, who's usually the father of the household, who makes the money for the house, doesn't have a different respect than the youngest person in the house. And the youngest person in the house doesn't have least or most respect over the breadwinner of the house. It's equal throughout the entire household, even if 5 or 6 generations are living together, which is very normal in India. 5 or 6 generations live in one household together. The house responsibilities are shared throughout all the generations. House responsibilities are what keep the house going in India. So for all of these responsibilities to equally be shared throughout the family is awesome and shows how important family is to the people of India. Slide 6 shows marriage in India. Marriage is something that is also very important to the people of India, as it shows how the family is going to progress throughout the years. Parents plan the wedding from start to finish. I know here in America it's very common for like the bride or the groom to plan the wedding and have some help from the family, but in India the parents plan it completely. It's usually a 5 or 6 day event, and it involves lots of heirlooms and gold and jewelry, and it's a lot of like gifts being given to the bride and groom. It shows that marriage is a sign of two unities in family, not two people becoming one. In America, it's two people becoming one, but in India, it's two families uniting as one. Married women live with the husband's family, so as 5 or 6 generations live together, the married woman will move in with the husband's family. So speaking of women in India, what does women's in India life look like? They have equal rights to men in India after a recent law passed last year. They share the same shares as the other sons in the family. So if the parents were to pass away, they would have equal shares in the family rights. They have the same amount of respect and importance that the men have. The mother-in-law gives over duties to the new wife once she's married, mostly household duties. So to answer your questions, would we be welcomed in India? Yes, we would. We would be so accepted in India. We would be so welcomed. Most of the people of India speak English, so we wouldn't have a language barrier, though we might have an accent barrier, and they might have an accent barrier for us. There is no language barrier that you're going to face when you're there. You're going to be invited to their homes, and you're going to love how the people treat you. As long as we respect and appreciate them and their cultures and the way that they live their lives, we're going to be accepted and welcomed in India. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I can't wait to hear about how our products sell in India.